With all these videos that are being made and produced about black women not being no good or being hypocritical of their actions and their speeches and I don't know, they don't practice what they've been preaching. I don't even want to mention them. I want to totally have an audio video where I'm strictly talking about black women that I think have substance with them. Straight up. We're talking women that can offer you, okay, let's get it straight. Every woman has the ability to offer you sex. So that's not saying anything because she gave you sex. But what do they have to offer you other than sex? That's really hard for any man to find in any other woman that isn't a relative of his. But I've got four here that in the last week or so, saw a couple of their videos and was impressed by what they had to say. I actually learned from them. The first one would be, and I don't mind mentioning these people to get them notoriety or to have people check their pages out, because I'm telling you, I get, a lot of knowledge from their pages too, or I've gotten knowledge from their pages as well. The first lady I want to talk about is Truth or Talk. Black woman. All these are going to be black women that I'm talking about. She's young and she's got a political mind. She's already talking about not liking Kamala Harris and not liking Cory Booker. And I'm right with that. And the fact that she's a woman telling other women not to vote for Kamala Harris just because she's a woman and not to vote for Cory Booker just because he's black. They don't have no black agenda, neither one of them. From now on, all politicians need to come to me and say, I've got this specifically set aside for black Americans. Not, I'm working in the interest of all Americans. Nah, I'm not falling for that. So check her out. Truth or Talk. Truth or Talk. She's good. Another woman that I have loads of respect for would be Afro Svengalis. We're just going to acronym that and call it AAS or AAS. Now, she is, she reminds me of a woman that I know that used to teach at an historically black college. She was a psychologist. That woman taught me more about women than anything. I guess it's obvious now, but it wasn't obvious to me for years. Why can't you ask a woman her age? Why can't I just couldn't understand? Or you just don't do it. Why? You don't do it. Why? She finally got me to agree, or not to got me to agree, but she got me to see what the truth of and this is coming from a woman. Why can't you ask a woman her age? This is what she told me. As a woman gets older, she loses value to men, meaning she can no longer reproduce and she doesn't have youth and beauty to satisfy that man sexually. Wow. The fact that I got that from a woman, no, I didn't get it from a man. I got it from an educated woman. So, no, no, I got mad respect for that woman. And even if, she put me on because she's an anti-Umar Johnson. And I'm anti-Umar Johnson too. I'm going to do a video on him probably tomorrow sometime. And I haven't recorded the audio yet, but basically I was rooting around the school that he may buy, and I sent her the link to it, and she put it on there and talked about, she was neutral with me, but I wanted to say to her and to everybody else, I don't believe Umar is going to buy no school. This nigga going to buy a building and then going to ask for more money so he can get the school going. And that's another 10-year hustle. Then they'll find some other bullshit to say he needs money for another 10 years. And if you can squeeze another 10 years out of it, that nigga be 75 years old. He'll be too old to be prosecuted. But as far as AAS, I got a lot of respect for her. I would never, even if I disagree with what she said, I would never be like snarky and disrespectful to her ever, because she doesn't draw that out of you. I would never, any of these women I'm referring to would never be bitch this, bitch that. If I'm referring to bitch this, bitch that, it's those chicken head chicks that don't have nothing to offer you but sex. The women I'm talking about, they can actually talk to you before it and after it. With me being 45 years old, I'm pretty much a sexual wimp. If I'm not if I'm not emotionally aroused by the woman or intellectually aroused by the woman, ain't nothing gonna happen. That's why, I look at a lot of these young girls, these chicken heads like these, I don't know, these wannabe Nicki Minaj's and these wannabe Cardi B's that walk around the hood and they, shake their ass and all that twerking and shit. That shit don't turn me the fuck on, man. Not at all. The next lady I want to discuss is Yvette Carnell. I like her too. I like her. She's got almost like a little feistiness and a college professor demeanor about herself. I like how she doesn't let Jaja Ali get away with the things that she's getting away with, having her feet held to the fire. I don't understand why these women don't want to call these women out, especially their fans. I saw a video just this morning about how St.6IX is not gonna apologize only to her subscribers, because those are the only ones she cares about. And I'm like, if I was a subscriber, I would basically unsubscribe to her, and then basically be like, yo, why are you not practicing what you preach? If this is all true, this might not even be true. Even if it ain't, she's still whack though. I mean, like, she doesn't have any real, there's nothing, you can't look at her and see, oh yeah, she might be down with black empowerment or black liberation. You don't put all that shit on your face and you're down with anything other than, I got issues with the way I look without all this shit on my face, so I gotta paint a mask on my face before I'll even come out the house or show my face on YouTube. But Yvette Carnell, she's good. She don't let nobody get away with what they don't need to be getting away with. And finally, the last lady I want to discuss, I don't want to get her name wrong, but I think it's legit Street 6, or it might be legit St.6. She's got a forum where she talks about what black men need to do and this, that, and the other. But she is more of she's not no ratchet chicken head chick talking that. And it changes. When I say I don't want a single mom, I don't. But if a woman has got a viewpoint that's coming from a perspective of education and intelligence, that means she raised her child to be just like that. I could embrace that child. I don't see myself embracing a ratchet woman's child because she raised that child to be just as ratchet as she is. Goes back into further what I talked about the school district. That really turned me off with these single moms. No way in the world am I going to want to come home to one of those little bastards that I've been teaching for 6 hours a day. No, absolutely not. But, the 4 women that I mentioned, they can have kids. And it would be more like, okay, this is somebody else, like, a young man or a young woman that, in a few years, I'm going to be able to have intellectual conversations with them because they're being raised by an intellectual mother. I'd be like the ideal guy to come in there and give a woman who has a son the right kind of guidance and leadership, as long as she's, put something there. I can bring out what she's already put there. But too many women haven't put anything into their kids, and that's why we see what we see. So that's the 4 women that I call them women of substance, meaning they've got other things to offer than sex. Most women don't have that to give, but I'd like to give a shout out to Michi X because she got on St.6IX and Jaja Ali. And I don't see, like I said, too many women doing that. The only thing I ain't gonna say I don't like, but the only problem I got with Michi is she just curses too much. It takes away from the message. It just takes away from the message. When there are certain YouTubers that don't cuss, Triple AS doesn't cuss, black male YouTuber Sean James doesn't cuss, Coach Greg Adams doesn't cuss. They have a G-rated platform. You can't, but hers is like over the top with the cursing. And Michi reminds me of the first girl I ever had sex with at age 15 years old. She used to talk just like Michi. She was a bigger girl just like that. The same demeanor and everything. And we used to argue back and forth, motherfucker this and fuck you that, but we would be smiling behind each other the whole time. So it's really a facade that she's putting on. Because when she was on Tommy's program, she was so humble and just, she was a completely different person. She looked beautiful to me when she was like that. And I guarantee you, for the right dude, she will be that way, not all the time, but she'll be that way when she's in that man's presence. You can clearly see that. So I want to shout her out too. But yeah, everybody wants to complain about how women are always being bashed by us black men. Well, I decided to put something as the contradictory to that. And also, I'd like to say that, some people would think that when you put popular YouTubers in your thumbnail that you're doing it to get notoriety and subscriptions. Well, there's some truth to that, but I've gotten articles coming down my feed about Savage 21. I don't give a fuck about him, so why am I going to do a story about him? Little Bow Wow, I didn't grow up listening to his music. Come on now. So why would I care that he got beat up by a girl? And, and they're trying to, I don't even know what the story is, but they're trying to somehow implicate him. Now, I could turn that into feminist, anti-feminist. I could turn it into MGTOW. I could turn it into how black women, there's a double standard with women in general, let alone black women. I could tear that up. It's relevant information, but I have no interest in Bow Wow, so therefore I'm not going to dig up on his story. The same thing about that cat that played on Empire, the homosexual that got beat up or whatever, and there's some conspiracy as to whether or not he's actually telling the truth. I don't care. I don't defend LGBT motherfuckers. I don't care about them. So why would I put some shit out about him? I don't care about no gay motherfucker at all. So, and Chris Brown, another dude, I don't care nothing about him. I don't care nothing about Chris Brown. I ain't grow up listening to his music. I'm in my 40s. I did a story, the only stories about real celebrities, and I will say this, Cynthia G is not a celebrity, okay? Jaja Ali is not a celebrity. If you go around and ask the average person walking the street, you know who Cynthia G is? Who? You know who Jaja Ali is? Who? You know who Successful Ladies Live? You ever heard of them? No. So they're not celebrities. So they need to get off of that. But the real true-to-life celebrities I've ever done a story on would be Scottie Pippen. I grew up in that Jordan era. I graduated from high school in 92. So every Sunday, I'd be watching Jordan do his thing. And I wasn't even a basketball fan. And I don't even like Jordan like that. That might come out as to why I don't like him in another, video. But I don't like Jordan. No. When has he ever stood up and did anything for black people? That nigga, that dark as that nigga is, he tried to be neutral as I don't know what. No, I don't like Jordan. Nope. But anyway, and I got specific reasons why I don't like him. But Scottie Pippen, okay, I grew up in that time. Just like if Mike Tyson, something came out about Mike Tyson, I would do a story on Mike Tyson because I have an interest in Mike Tyson. I wouldn't do no story on, let me see, Adrian Broner. I wouldn't do no story on that nigga. No. So the only real celebrities I did stories on would be Scottie Pippen, Brandon Browner, Cam Newton, Nicki Minaj, because she was 36, about to hit the wall. I start the video off with that. I'm 36, about to hit the wall, and she married some dude that was a Dusty Beta male. Cynthia G's term that she coined. So that's why I reported on her. And who else did I report on? All the other women are just, YouTube personalities that are basically nobody in the real world, that are contradictory to what they preach. Okay? And I'm going to continue reporting on those. And I'm going to continue reporting on the actual quote unquote celebrities that interest me. You ain't going to stop that? No.